Okay, here we are again, and this time we're talking about Pete and his actions. All right, let's take a look here. It says Pete's actions, and of course, action is something that you do, something that has, something that Pete does. And it says that Pete's actions are described, which means the story tells us something about the action. And it says that they are described throughout the story. And I hope that you're thinking, because it says throughout, that you're thinking, ooh, we're going to put a line somewhere in there, a timeline, as part of our strategy for thinking about how we're going to mark the story. And then it says we're going to write an essay, and this is what we're going to do. It's just a reminder of what we have to do, explaining how Pete's actions advance. And advance means to move something forward. Excuse me, to move something ahead. To move something forward, to make it go forward, to move ahead. The plot of the story. And the plot are all the little things that happen that make the story keep going, keep moving. This happened, then this happened, and then this happened, and this happened. That's called the plot. And then, of course, use evidence from the story to support your response. So I know when I set up to read the story or to work with this passage that what I want to do because of this throughout, that I want to have my timeline, my passage timeline, and I want to put my beginning and my middle and my end, because that will help me as I take notes. And then as I'm reading, I'm going to put, because it says Pete's actions are described, and it says to write an essay explaining how Pete's actions, so I have to talk about his actions. So I can say his action, I know that I'm going to put action 1, whatever it is, the second action. So I'm going to be looking for specific actions throughout the story. How many? I don't know yet. But when I read the story, I'll certainly see them. There's going to be more than 1. There's going to be more than 2. There's probably going to be more than 3. Whoops. There could be 4 or 5. So I'm going to be looking for very specific actions, and I'm going to write statements of what those actions are. And that's what they want me to find. What are those specific actions? And what did they do? Okay, so that's what I have to find. And what the passage is asking me to do is to tell how these actions move the story forward. And by putting them on the timeline, I'm able to say, well, this happened, and then this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. Now, because I don't want to just repeat the different actions, we want to explain the plot of the story, the evidences, the what happens to Pete in the story. We also could put something on the bottom of the timeline that tells a little more about the action. So Pete has some action. So let's put up here actions. We could also put how he was feeling. And a lot of times that will go nice with actions. And then you have something to speak about in relation to the actions. So somebody might do this action because they're feeling a certain way. They might do this action because they're feeling a certain way. They might do this action because they're feeling a certain way. And then when you go from feeling here all the way to here, you can see that there's been a change. Okay? We're going to be looking for some kind of a change when we read the passage. That change will be in the actions, and that change will also be in probably feelings, probably feelings based on the actions, I would say. Could be something else, but at this grade level, I would say probably the feelings. Okay? So that's how I would handle that one. There might be another way, of course, and as always, whatever way works for you is the best way for you. Hope that helped. See you on the next one.